one hit of the songwriter, and believe me, there's worse things that can happen to you having one hit. But I was that kind of song guy, and I was kind of like, I don't want to be like that one-hit wonder. I want to write a song, have another popular song. But it's hard because what a lot of labels do and a lot of artists do, they have their hit, they have their song that kind of broke, and the tendency is to kind of regurgitate the song and kind of write the same song. You'll hear a lot of artists kind of write the same song. It's not quite as good, but it's still them, and rarely does it work. So I basically spent 2 years making the Battle for Everything record, and it was kind of the tail end of the record business when there was actually still a record business, and there was actually budgets to make records, and I kind of lived my dream of going away with a band for 4 months in a beautiful location and kind of just recording a record like all my favorite bands did, and kind of getting in the headspace and being very artistic and sitting on the deck and writing songs and drinking wine and recording the songs and, spending money. Back in the day, you could do that. And I did that, and I had that experience, and I finished the record, and I was very excited, and I turned it into the label, and they're like, "This sucks." I'm like, "What? This sucks?" What? This doesn't suck. It may not be a single, but no, this sucks. And so it was one of those like, drop me against the world, and we'll finish the record ourselves. And so there was this big battle with the label, and I kind of knew in my heart that I didn't have that single to follow Superman, but I was very proud of the record. So it was kind of like a lot of pressure on me. I'm like, okay, now you got to go write the song. So I remember I went home, and I had this little kind of closet with the upright piano back in the day, and it was in our house, and I'd get up really early, and it was like 5:30 in the morning, and I'd try to write, and I'd write hundreds and hundreds of songs and ideas, whatever, and I became very frustrated, and the label was calling, and you're done, you're over, be happy while it lasted, and I remember it got to the point where my neighbor from across the street, a very nice gentleman, he'd come out in the morning to get his paper, and he would see me every morning, bang, bang, bang. And I'd be like, "Hi, John," and he was like, "Hey, hi," and then, a month go by, "Hi, John," and then, "Hi, John," it was pretty bad. And so I'd written a couple songs, and I had kind of the verse and chorus for 100 years. I'm like, this might be kind of cool, kind of universal, and so I kind of wrote half the song, and I worked on it, and I'm very careful to play anything for my wife, because it can cause a lot of tension in the marriage, if you get my drift. She was a music publisher. That's how we met. Met at a piano bar, Melrose. Ridiculous, stupid, but true. So I finally worked up the courage to play it for my wife, and so I did. So I go, "Honey, I might have this idea," and she's pretty critical and whatever. So I played like a verse, verse and a half, and chorus of 100 years. So I'm playing blah 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 blah. And I kind of look over, and I look and my wife is crying. And I'm like, holy shit. My career is either over, or I got a hit. Thank God it was the latter.
Where you are, I'm so another blink of an eye.